Talofalava, Ma'alolele Yorana Aloha Bula Vinaka Kia ora, and hello, I'm Gerald Ramsey, your host for the pronunciation guide for Moana Jr. I play the role of Mufasa in The Lion King on tour. In the Pacific, we introduce ourselves by reciting our genealogy. It reminds us who we are by letting everyone know where we come from. Please feel free to think of who you represent as I tell you who and where I come from. My father is from Montana, by way of Washington State, where I was born, and my mother is of the Faitala family from the tiny island of Onu'u in American Samoa, where I was raised by my sisters and cousins with our aunties, uncles, and grandparents. They taught us how to live by farming the land and fishing the seas, much like Moana and the people of her island. While set on the fictional island of Motunui, Moana is inspired by the collective history, folklore, and mythology of the cultures and peoples of the Pacific Islands, or Oceania. Oceania includes the island nations of Samoa, Fiji, Tonga, Tahiti, Hawaii, and Aotearoa, also known as New Zealand. At the time of our story, Pacific Islanders lived in the regions of Samoa and Fiji, as they had not yet discovered Hawaii or Aotearoa, New Zealand. Motunui, Moana's fictional island home, is located somewhere in the region of Samoa, Fiji, and Tonga. The score of Moana Jr. features two different Pacific languages, Samoan, the language of Samoa, and Tokelauan, the language of Tokelau. Tokelau lies north of the Samoan Islands. Samoa is made up of two island groups, the independent island nation of Samoa and the United States territory of American Samoa, where I'm from. Tokelau is much smaller and has a population of approximately 1,500 people. While Samoa and Tokelau are different nations, their languages are closely related and both are in the Pacific Ocean. In this pronunciation guide, I will outline some of the fundamentals of these oceanic languages, and then we will walk through how to pronounce these lyrics in each song of the show. Each demonstration has two accompanying parts. Part A is a step-by-step demonstration, breaking down each word slowly and phonetically. In Part B, in practice, we will speak these phrases in rhythm together. Many of the lyrics repeat in multiple songs throughout the Moana Jr. score. These pronunciation demonstrations come in two different forms in your show kit: audio tracks and video. In addition, your director's guide includes an Oceanic languages guide, which writes out the phonetic pronunciation for each lyric and the full English translation. Please refer to this as you work through these audio and video demonstrations. Let's get started.